Well, good afternoon, folks. Tuesday is the day I normally start trying to prepare for worship the following Sunday. So I thought maybe I'd share a bit of my process of preparing worship. What this means is Tuesday through Friday, I'll share one of the lectionary lessons each day. And then later in the day, if I have a chance, I might post some hymns that are suggested to me by that text. Since I've often suggested that we must allow Jesus to be the lens through which we understand the rest of Scripture, we will start with the Gospel on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it'll be the first lesson. On Thursday, the Psalm. And on Friday, the Epistle lesson. Saturday, I normally do a forward look at the lessons for the following week or two. But since Saturday is going to be a heavy day of recording and editing video for Sunday, I'll not be posting anything on Saturday. Now, this process is just a bit different than my process under normal circumstances. Under normal circumstances, I'd be doing all of my scripture work and hymn selection all on Tuesday, so that I could get that information to our musicians and they could then make suggestions back to me before choir practice on Wednesday, and if they have alternate hymn suggestions, that idea. But these aren't usual times, and so I've made some adjustments to my process. So that means today we have the gospel lesson. And if you want to prepare in parallel, there are a couple of easy ways to find the lectionary for each week. One is through Discipleship Ministries. Their website has a worship page, and you can do a simple lookup of them, either GBOD Worship or Discipleship Ministries Worship. And I also will have a link in the notes below. The other easy way is to look for RCL Vanderbilt. They're the ones who host this lectionary project, Vanderbilt University. And RCL stands for Revised Common Lectionary. So if you do a search for those two terms, RCL, Vanderbilt, the very first hit probably will be the Revised Common Lectionary. Again, I'll have a link below. And once again, I will be using the Open English Bible translation to ensure copyright compliance. Once again, you can search for them or follow a link that I'll have below for you. A quick note for those who may be wondering. Yes, this is year A in the lectionary, which means most of our gospel lessons are going to be from Matthew. But during the season of Easter, the gospel lessons are always taken from Luke and John. You probably noticed we had readings from John the last couple of weeks. Today we have a reading from Luke. During the Easter season, they're always doing that. I wasn't part of the lectionary building process. I don't know the reason, but the lectionary is a collaborative process, an ecumenical process, and multiple denominations use the lectionary in their worship preparation. And so there it is. As United Methodist clergy, we're free to diverge from the lectionary should we choose, but I have found that using the lectionary is a good idea for several reasons. Among those reasons, first, it forces us as clergy to actually deal with a wider spectrum of the biblical text than we might otherwise be inclined to do because of our favorite texts. Second, it empowers us as clergy and teachers to bring what used to be called the whole counsel of God. Bring it to bear on the life of the congregation. A third advantage of using lectionary preaching, I find, is that it better equips all of us by allowing us then to have conversations with still others outside of our immediate congregation, because they have been dealing with the same texts in the life of their congregation. And so we have new insights coming from different directions now. Over the course of the 3 years of the lectionary, some 2/3 or thereabouts of the entire biblical text is covered. So we get a broad foundation by following the lectionary. Now, this is a long preamble. In the future, I'm going to abbreviate the intro and refer the audience, y'all, back to this preamble if you haven't seen it already. And that way you'll have further information.